Let's jump into the NBA before I change my mind. Brett. We had some eventful Tuesday and Wednesday night basketball. Now we're looking at Thursday night's games, Brett, and I've got my eyes on a Thursday night game, Brett, between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Miami Heat. The Bucks, they're traveling down to Miami. Milwaukee has not played a game yet. Milwaukee has played a game already. They opened up against the Nets. Miami has not played a game yet. So now the Bucks, they shook out the ring night jitters, to your point that you were a little bit cautious about them last episode. They still got the win despite that. Now they're going on the road to face off against a team that has not played yet this season. I'm taking the Bucks at -2 here because I know what I'm getting from the Bucks because we've seen them play this year. We haven't seen the Heat come out yet this year. Are they going to come out flat? They did last year.
Yeah, it's definitely a fair concern, Higgins. I'll say this about Milwaukee as well, just to kind of add on to it. I don't think you can take any road team going into the Pfizer Forum this year, which is where Milwaukee plays. Milwaukee was dominant last year in the postseason. The Nets looked horrible on opening night there, so I expect that home court advantage to really stand. I think Milwaukee's got something going there on their home court. They look like a dominant home court team. I know that doesn't necessarily help so much for this game since it's in Miami, but that was definitely a big takeaway I had from opening night. Is this team was unbelievable on their home floor in the playoffs, and it seemed to carry over into night one of the regular season.
I agree. I absolutely agree. My only concern is the Bucks. They do have a bit of an injury list right now. I mean, DiVincenzo out, Portis out, Odujele, Hood both out. They have 4 guys already that are out. Drew Holiday's listed as day to day. So the Bucks early on already dealing with some injury woes, but I don't know what I'm going to get from Miami. And last year they came out flat. So we'll see how they do this year. I'm taking Bucks -2.
All right, Higgins, and the probably the biggest game of the night. I don't know. They're all three are very big games. Clippers Warriors as well, but the one I've got my eye on, Mavericks versus Hawks. The game is in Atlanta. Dallas 2.5 point dogs in this one, Higgins. But I'm gonna be on the side of Atlanta, and I don't have the data at this point, Higgins, but my gut instinct tells me that the majority of the public is going to be on the Dallas side, backing Luka Doncic as an underdog. So I'm just gonna kind of fade the public here, Higgins. Again, I didn't look this up. I didn't have all the information. Obviously, as bets come in throughout Thursday, the data will change as well. But my gut instinct tells me Luka Doncic is a dog. The public's going to be all over that. So I'm just going to take the other side. I want to be on the side of the bookmakers here. And I think that'll be the winning side.
Yeah, right now the Mavericks have about 63% of the money on the +2.5 right now. So there is the slight edge going there, but we'll see. I agree. I think a lot more of that money is going to be coming in on Thursday compared to on Wednesday night. So we'll see about that. There, there's only 3 games on Thursday, Brett, though, and I was tempted to also take a look at that Clippers Warriors game, to be honest, but instead there's a Friday game that I want to pay better attention to. So I decided to take a look at that because Oregon right now, they're giving me a few days out right now. And actually, not only is there a few days out, I can bet on specifically Christmas Day basketball if I want. Those lines are already there for me. But as for Friday, the Brooklyn Nets, they're traveling to the Philadelphia 76ers. And the Brooklyn Nets, they did just take the L in Milwaukee, but like you said, Brett, there is quite the atmosphere going on with the Bucks right now in Milwaukee. They are the reigning champions. They did bring back a lot of their team. That team's going to be very good again this year. Meanwhile, the Brooklyn Nets, they're traveling into Philadelphia, who has a big question mark hanging over them right now. They did get the win tonight on Wednesday nights, 117-97 over the New Orleans Pelicans. However, they have to travel right back to Philadelphia, get 1 day travel, play on Friday, and I'm taking the Nets here, minus 130 on the money line. I'm not confident in this 76ers team early, especially against a contender like the Nets. Against the Pelicans, you don't have Zion Williamson. The Pelicans are still putting their pieces together. It seems they lost a few pieces from last year. I don't know what I'm going to make of the Pelicans yet this year either, so I don't really know what this opening season win means for the 76ers.
Yeah, I think it was a good win for the Sixers. I think, they kind of had to come out and win on opening night to get their season off on a good foot because the last few days have been so rocky. Um, I don't know what to expect in the Brooklyn matchup because Brooklyn was a little concerning in their opening night matchup, but we talked about that and you brought it up again how good Milwaukee's been on their home court. So you're right to throw some of that out the window, I think, Higgins, and say, some of that might just be Milwaukee and has nothing to do with the Nets. Um, I guess my concern, right, in terms of why I'd be afraid to back the Nets is because, well, Joel Embiid, had he played more games last year, probably wins the MVP over Jokic.
Mm-hmm.
So, you had theoretically the best regular season player on the planet last year going up against Brooklyn, and Joel and Tobias aren't that much of a talent differential from James Harden and Kevin Durant. Now, I'd prefer Brooklyn's two, no doubt about it. I'm taking Brooklyn's two probably 9.5 out of 10 times, but I just think, we shouldn't overlook the two superstars or 1.5 superstars that the Sixers have still on their roster.
Hey, it should be a very entertaining game. This over-under set at 230.5. I could be looking at that over. This could be a score fest between some bad matchups, depending
Oh,
on who's
Higgins, how
covering
about
who.
this? I got my Sixers logo in the background. I got my Brooklyn shirt on. I'm ready for Friday night, baby.
Fully unbiased too.
I
You
am
supporting
I'm
both.
so ready. I'm on everyone, baby. Give me the refs.
There we go. Well, that game, it's a 230 over under. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that actually be close to hitting, if not the over.